Welcome back, everybody. Driver53 here with another short video on precision farming in Farming Simulator 19. And today we are going to be covering oilseed radish. We all know that oilseed radish can be used to increase your nitrogen levels, but do we know how much in precision farming? That's what I want to find out. So let me go ahead and show you the map, what I have. Here you can see 4 different soil types. So we have silty clay, loam, sandy loam, and loamy sand. And these are the 4, they're not in order of yield, but these are the 4 different types that we have. And I also have everything set pH-wise right where it needs to be. So if I come down and take a look, my silty clay needs to be at 7, my loam needs to be at 6.75, my sandy loam needs to be at 6.5, and my loamy sand needs to be at 6. So everything all across there is good. I also have on my nitrogen everything in this area where I'm going to be planting at set to 0, except for down there at the very end. We're just going to kind of disregard that area. I don't know why it has a little bit more, but it does. But I think we're okay for the rest of it. Like I said, our soil type is far enough over that we should get a good reading there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this 20 back on here. So that's our starting value. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 2 strips of oilseed radish. Now you can see that I do have liquid fertilizer in my machine right now, but if I turn this on and pull forward just a little bit, if you look over at the menu, it's going to show my target is 0. This crop does not require any additional fertilizer. So it's in there, but it's not going to do anything. And I'm going to come back at the end once I plant 2 strips, and I will show you that there is no more additional nitrogen in these strips. All right, now how are we going to find out how much is in the soil when we're done? Because you don't really harvest oilseed radish. Well, what I plan on doing is coming back, and I'm going to plant with this planter, because this is a direct drill. I'm going to plant a row using this of a crop, but I'm not going to have any nitrogen in the machine when I do that, just to see how much is added as I cultivate and put it in with a direct drill. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run a cultivator on the other half of it and see if I do it manually how much we get there. And I just want to give a big shout out to Johannes. It really gave me a lot of this information. I was going to test it this way. I think I was actually going to do something else too, but Johannes commented and said, hey, this is what I'm seeing and some stuff that I'm doing. I think it would really help you. And I'm like, awesome, perfect. This is the way we're going to go with it. So, Johannes, thank you very much. Amazing information that you're adding to the other videos too. You're great. Keep them coming. Anything else that you guys see and think that, hey, what about this? Or this is what I'm seeing on mine. Definitely let me know. This is all still new. I'm not trying to say that this is the only way we can do it. This is just the way that I've thought that, hey, this is the way I would test it. Or from you guys. Give me comments, give me suggestions, and we'll run with it like that. So let's go ahead and fire this up, and we are going to lower down the machine, turn it on, and we are going to get going here. So as you can see, I've got 0 target on my nitrogen. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to make 2 passes, and then I'll come back and show you guys that there is no more additional nitrogen going in the ground. And then we'll be ready to let it grow. So I'll see you guys in a minute. I just want to show you guys the nitrogen. We still have 0 in the ground here. I'm on silty clay. I'm going to jump over to the map, and you can see once again 0. So it's time to let this stuff grow, and I will be back whenever we're ready to try those 2 different processes that I said. So we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, everybody, we are ready to go ahead and try and figure out what type of increase we get here with the oilseed radish. Now what I've got in the planter is corn, which we know is a higher yield or a higher nitrogen crop, and I don't have anything in any type of fertilizer in the planter at all. But what I do want to do is run over to the map really quick and show you that the section that we're on right now, we have 0 nitrogen in the ground. All right, so what we're going to do is turn this on, and we are going to turn on the planter, and we are going to lower it, and then we are going to drive forward we're going to do one strip here and see what happens to our nitrogen levels. So since I don't have anything in here at all, these plants are going to be providing every bit of nitrogen for us. Now, I don't know how this works in base game. I don't typically use oilseed radish, but I'm relying on the recommendation that I had to test it this way and to test it without. And this is how I would figure that you would want to do it, because since it's a direct drill, you should be able to cultivate and put seed in at the same time if it's similar to real life farming. Not that I'm an expert, but from what I've watched, that's the way that it would be done. You use your cover crops to help, fertilize your soil. And we're going to see here in just a little bit if this method right here actually does anything for us at all. So as soon as we get here to the end, we're going to turn it off. We'll pull it out of the way a little bit for the other machine, and then go ahead and test or check it out the maps. Alright, so we are done. We are going to get this over here out of the way. We're going to shut it off. And let's take a look at the map. Alright, so we were just in this area right up here. And if we come down to 0, it didn't do anything for us. Now let's go back and let's confirm. Oops. Let's confirm by standing in the field and taking a look. So as you can see, we have 0 nitrogen in the ground. Absolutely 0. All the way across. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to cultivate. And we're going to cultivate and then check it out also to see how much was put into the ground this way. I'm not going to put any crops on top. I just want to see how much was done. So what we're going to do is lower this down, and we're going to do one pass here all the way through. Now this is typically the method that I use when I'm wanting to play a little bit more realistic-ish and take up a little bit more time in between processes, is I will come in and cultivate, and then I've got a bigger seeder that's 18.2 meters. It's the same version as the one that we just got done using, but it doesn't direct drill. It has to be cultivated before, but since it's bigger, I can make bigger swaths. So I can have 2 machines operating at the same time and cover a little bit more field. It's just the way that I tend to play. Because I like to play bigger American style maps, and I don't like to always get out the big air drills all the time. So this is a process that I'm more familiar with, so I'm more than happy and honestly really glad to see that we're testing this one too. So we're almost done here. This machine is a little bit slower at 9 miles an hour. I'm on console, sorry, I don't have a super fast machine. I could probably fast farm with this actually. Now that I think about it, this may be one of those that we can. So we are done. Let's go ahead and turn it off, raise it up, and let's take a look at that exact. There goes that disappearing train. If you guys rewind it, you'll see it. So we're gonna take a look at the map now. Ooh, very, very interesting here. Now, if we get rid of 0, and we get rid of 20, and 40. So you guys can see that we were just in this area right here. Okay? So 40 points of nitrogen is what oilseed radish added for us. Just by cultivating. That's really cool. Really, really cool. So it looks like you're definitely going to be able to use oilseed radish in between some crops to help boost up if you don't want to use any fertilizer. If you're, I don't want to say that this is how it's going to work on seasons, but it'd be really, really interesting to know if you could plant oilseed radish in the wintertime, let it boost it back up for you so you're not putting so much fertilizer down in the spring. I don't know if oilseed, how sustainable it is in snow or cold weather or anything like that, but definitely viable. And I'm glad that it adds 40 points. That's a pretty decent little boost. I mean, if you come off of something that's, got anywhere from, 60 to 100, I mean, you're most of the way there, and you're going to spend very, very little on fertilizer. And there's even some that you may be spot on. If you could, you know, come off of a crop, do oilseed radish, cultivate it, go right back into another crop, you wouldn't even have to put anything in the ground. And check out my review video that I'm going to be doing, or that I already have. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to come out. I'm going to do all of the crops all together at one time, to show all the yields percentages for the different soil types. I'm going to show all of the target values for nitrogen, all of the reductions for nitrogen, and all of everything that's left over from nitrogen. That's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video or you learned something today, go and give me a thumbs up if you would. If you want to be kept up to date on all my future precision farming videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you do, go and hit the notification bell too. That way you're informed every time I release one of these, because I'm doing multiple a day right now. And you want to make sure that you're, in the know whenever one of these new ones comes out. There might be something that you are really, really interested in. And if you have any other questions or comments, suggestions, anything like that, throw it in the video comments, and I'll take a look at it if I've got some time. I've got a list already going. We're getting ready to get into season testing, so I'm going to need your help with that. I'm not really familiar with seasons, but I'm going to learn it right along with you guys. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really, really cool to see, like, rotations and things like that, what's going to happen. We've already looked at it for one video, really, really entry level. But I'm really excited to get into it and dig a little bit deeper and find out, really what it's going to do for seasons. So, have a great day, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver 53, signing off.